thank you, Rudy. Thank you for coming in, man. You know, we've been talking about this for a while, and unfortunately we couldn't do it before. But I mean, we're here now, so that's all that matters. We're here with Jesse, Rudy, and myself. So yeah, let's get into it, man. Like we want to talk about mostly is just your background story. Where does Rudy come from? What is like Toro inclusive, and where is he going?
Yeah, that's a tricky question because I separate them honestly. Okay. So I know it sounds crazy, but I promise it's not. Like I know Rudy. You know, people say like Lil Rudy. You know, that's when I was young, and now it's like Rudy El Toro Ochoa. Just because I feel like I'm at a whole different level, mentally, just personally, like as a person myself and as a fighter. You know, so it's kind of like, it just period. Like, I'm Rudy El Toro Ochoa. That's, you know, kind of the good person, you know, the happy person, you know, the person that I want people to really see. And then I think little Rudy is kind of the one that I reflect on to be better than, you know, like that's what I'm trying to prove. Or I improved, you know. But at the end of the day, man, today, Rudy El Toro Ochoa is just a good person. Trying to be a good person, trying to be happy, and that's it. Have fun.
A better person.
Be a better person. Be better.
Yeah,
that's it.
be better every day.
And just bring good energy. You know what I mean? Like we are right now. Just good energy. Have you guys a little smile a little bit. Yeah. You know, you just have a good time. All right, but yeah, that's me.
Well, where were you raised? Where were you born?
So Oxnard, born in Oxnard, raised in Oxnard. Now I'm living in Ventura, but Oxnard's kind of like it's my home. You know, I know everybody in Oxnard. We all know. Everybody says like. Everybody in Oxnard knows everybody, you know? It's true, you know? But I feel like I know people everywhere. That's just how I feel because I feel welcomed in a way. Like, I feel like I get along with everybody, you know? But Oxnard I played Little League when it was high school, elementary school. Everything was just Oxnard, you know? And I love it. It's been it's fun. I love the city, and I think a lot of us don't give Oxnard itself its credit. Everybody wants to be like, oh, it's ghetto. Everybody says that about everywhere. You go anywhere, they think whatever city they're from is ghetto. Yeah. I personally, man, I love
you see the
everything.
Bright side.
I see the bright side of try to see the bright side of everything. You know.
Yes.
But definitely, Oxnard.
Awesome.
Cool. Spot, yeah.
Then, when did you start like boxing? Like when you first?
So it's funny. I played baseball like all growing up.
Yeah.
Family was all baseball. Dodger games, Little League, summer, winter, spring, it was all baseball, you know. And then I just hit a spot where baseball wasn't keeping me busy enough, you know. And of all places, it's like I had two spots. I had either martial arts or there was a boxing gym right next door. So I was like, okay, martial arts is cool, but at that time it wasn't cool, you know. Like, it wasn't fun. But I wanted to go to a boxing gym, and then I walked in the boxing gym, and I walked in super mad and having a bad day, and I left like, oh, man, this is cool. Let me go home and go to sleep. I don't want to deal with anything. I just wanted to go to sleep, you know. So, okay, this is cool. Like, I like this, you know.
It was a good outlet.
Yeah, and it was a good outlet. That's what it really was. And then from there, I was like, you know what? I want to go to the gym tomorrow. I don't want to go home. I want to go to the gym again. Let me stay at the gym, like, you know. And it was just one of those things where I got addicted to the feeling of being a better person, being active. My mind was busy. I was getting better. And then they're like, hey, like, I want you to do an amateur fight. Shoot, even better, you know? So, okay, here you go, spar. So I sparred with somebody that at the time was already competing and knew what he was doing. I just came in as a baseball player that wanted to go swing. And, you know, it was just bad, you know? So when I went in there against somebody that actually boxed and knew what they were doing.
Competitor, though, right?
Yeah, but I was like, all right, cool, you know, let's get in there. Boom, hit me with the first body shot I've ever been hit with in my life. I stayed on the floor, got down, and it hurt so bad. But after that, and I stayed on the floor I got up. But then after I was done, I sat on the stairs. I was there for like 45 minutes. One thing that hurts the most is the body shot.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, you know what? Nah, never again. You know, and at that time, I was still a little brave. So I was like, that's never going to happen to me again. Like, I'm going to train. And that's where the addiction of, like, train, get better, find a way, you know, hey, you know what? I'm not doing anything right now. Let me go run. You know, I don't want to get tired, whatever that was, you know. And I wanted to spar with that guy again. And little by little, I was like, okay, started, you know, getting better. And But yeah, that's what it really was. I mean, I got my butt kicked, and then I came back into gym, and same thing with the amateurs. Won my first 4 amateur fights, I think it was, and lost the first one in the finals. And after that, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I did it. Let me get better, do more reach, and then I'm here now, 10-2 as a pro. So
that's crazy.
awesome.
Like, cause I have a quick little story, dude. Because you just reminded me, like, so back in the day when Fernando was like at the fucking peak, I went to a meet and greet that he had over there by the 99-cent store on by Costco. You know where it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
There used to be an AT&T store right there a long time ago, and it was when he had what is it, El Feroz Foundation or something like that.
Yeah.
So I went, right, and I was boxing. I was little, dude. I was like, what, like 6, 7 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, my dad takes me. He was fucking tired from work or whatever. And he was still in his work clothes. I have the picture.
Yeah.
It was a little Polaroid, dude. They didn't even fucking have, like...
The little printout one.
Yeah, they had a little Polaroid. I still have it. So my dad took me, and I see Fernando right there, dude, with his Gucci fucking sweater, and he's all buffed to his chain, his glasses. He was looking all pimp.
Bangs.
And, yeah. No, I didn't think he had him right
No?
there. No. And, dude, okay, the funny thing is, right, I go over there. My dad's all hyped, right, because we're seeing Fernando for the first time. And he tells me, hey, my son likes to box, He doesn't box, but he likes to do it. Like, like I'm not at the gym.
Yeah.
So he tells him, he's like, hey, my son's really good. And then Fernando's like, hey, show me some shadow boxing. Dude, I'm a little kid. I don't really remember exactly. I'm shadow boxing, right? I'm fucking shadow boxing. I'm moving quick because I threw quick fucking punches. And Fernando's like, hey, you know what? He's pretty cool. He's pretty good. Send him down to the Colonia boxing gym. And then tell him to go meet Eduardo Garcia.
Yeah.
He's like, go meet the Big G. And I
Big
was
G,
like,
yeah.
all right, cool. So my dad takes me, right? And then, dude, the same story you said that happened to me, dude, but I was 7. This little kid, I don't know if he came from LA, because that kid was taking it for real. I don't even know his name, dude. He was taking it like serious. He came down from LA, somewhere over there. And then the Big G's like, all right, cool. Like, they had me hitting the heavy bag, just watching my stance and all that. And they put me in the ring. And they put me in with that little kid from LA, but he's like in the amateurs.
Knew what he was doing, yep.
Dude, he hits me with a body shot. No, like, he didn't knock me down, but I went down, dude. Like, and then the Big G's like, why is he wheezing like that?
Yeah.
You can hear it. He's like, why is he wheezing like that? He's always got asthma. He's like, get that motherfucker out of here! What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Get him out of here! Get him out of here! Like, and yeah, that was the end of my fucking boxing.
I'm done. Can't breathe even less after body shots. I'm done.
So that's why I know what you mean, like, by that, because like that's what happened to me when I was like 6, 7 years old, and that little kid fucked me up.
You need it. I mean, everybody has,
Everyone's 6 and out, man.
Everybody, and I think it's one of the things where, like, more people need to do it, you know, in a sense of, like, it's going to humble you, but it's also going to make you understand whatever that is a little bit more, In your case, you're like, okay, maybe not. Yeah. In my case, I was like, I want to go back and keep going, whatever that is, But then there's people, I think, always have that fear of, like, what if, It doesn't have to really be fighting. But it's more of just, like, that experience of somebody kind of, like, breaking you down in a sense, But I don't know.
What gym did you start off at?
So I started off at Robert's gym in Oxnard. That was the first one that I walked into. So I was there, and at that time, we had the whole amateur program. It was, like, I think it was the first gym that they had themselves.
Was it over there by the Eastman?
Yeah, on Eastman where the Margarito.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that was like the first like official Robert Garcia Boxing Academy. But yeah, I started there. I was there for like about 4 years, around there somewhere. And then I stopped boxing because I just had a lot of stuff going on. So I was like, I wasn't going to box. And then But yeah, that's right. Started, but
so you started.
I try to learn. Everybody has different styles for sure.
Yes.
There's one thing. Boxing is an ego sport. Like, it's ego driven bad. It's like if I teach you how to throw a jab and then I see you talking to him, he's gonna be like, "Oh no, you do it this way," and then I'm gonna be like, "No, bro." Like, but that's just the way people are. It's period. That's how it is. But I do believe like. You have to see different styles. You have to learn different ways because, everybody sees a different angle.
Just be open-minded.
Open-minded. There you go.
Just
learn.
Be sponge, dude. Just absorb everything.
Exactly.
Whatever works for you at the end of the day, that's what's going to work for you.
And that's in everything, too. Like, one thing that I've learned, too, is learning. The more you learn from each person is kind of something that's going to be carried over to something else. Like, I could learn something from you guys here today and do it tomorrow while I'm making breakfast or something, you know, or while I'm at work, whatever that it is. Like, every little thing that you try to soak in and try to learn, somehow, some way, one day it'll click, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, I remember that one day Rudy said this, and this, or Rudy, Hector said this, blah, blah, like, you know? So I think you just try to learn as much as you can and never learn too much, that's for sure.
So being at Roberts, seeing all the, like, the big fighters there, did it drive you more, like, to be a fighter, or?
Definitely, as far as, like, okay, yeah, that's possible. That's what you could be doing. That's the attention, honestly. Like, that's what it could be.
Yes.
Definitely, like, yeah, for sure. At that time, Rios was upcoming, and it was, like, his peak area. Margarito was in and out. So there was a lot of people, you know, really in the gym. So seeing that was cool. You know, we're in there, all the little kids, and they were always cool. All the, you know, the bigger guys. Yeah. Mikey was in and out at that time.
Then see all the Olympics, like
all the Russians started coming in. It's a funny story. I started when Evgeny Gradovich, the Mexican Russian, when he came in. I was one of the first ones to actually spar with him, and I did pretty good, as I wasn't scared to, like, get hit, and I wasn't the type of person to be like, no, I'm done. Yeah. So I was one of his first sparring partners when he had came down to here to the States, and then he had fought somebody, I forgot who, but it was like, I was one of the first ones there, you know, seeing that and learning that too. Yeah. Like being able to see, like, hey, you know what? Who's going to spar with this guy? Fuck it, throw Rudy in there. He'll do it. And at that time, I was like, hey, Rudy's brave. He's got balls. Fuck it, throw Rudy in there, you know? But being able to do that, being able to just say, hey, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I got it. You know what I mean? Of course, I had other things going on. That was, throw me in there. Like, I'll do 20 rounds. Just let me I don't want to go home, you know? Like, let me get my ass beat right now. I'm going to get my butt beat. But definitely learned, and then gave me a lot of confidence, you know? So when I was sparring or when I was fighting or competing or anything, I was like, man, like, I've seen somebody that's up at the world champion level in front of me. Like, who's this guy in front of me? I really don't know him, you know? But it was cool. It was an experience that helped me out a lot, for sure.
Who did you, like, spar with, like, being the younger guy, like, upcoming fighters, like, at the RGBA, like?
Shoot, honestly, there was so many.
Did you just fight everyone, or?
I was, like, the type of person that I was there when all the pros were training. So, like, if somebody came down for a camp, I'm trying to think his names as they go, but if somebody came down for a camp, it was like, oh, they need a southpaw. Fuck, Rudy's there. Like, Rudy's down. Fuck. And at that time, I was competing, so I was in shape. You know, I wasn't like, oh, let Rudy get his ass kicked. I was doing good, you know, and I was able to compete with them. Keeping up. So, like, okay, cool. Like, Rudy's good. You know, Rudy's probably not going to knock this guy out or anything, but he'll get some work. Cool. Jesus Cuellar, I've sparred with him multiple times. And I even went down to Long Beach with him a couple times because I was always a good sparring partner with him. But when he was at his prime, I was sparring with him. You know, the Mexican Russian during his prime, I was sparring with him. So Nonito Donaire, I sparred with Nonito Donaire during his prime too as well.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, so it's for sure, and he was super cool, dude. And there's so many names. Like at that time, it was when it was really starting to grow. So a lot of people were coming in and out of the gym. I mean, those top amateurs that I was sparring with. Yes. You know, that were coming into the gym because they knew this was a spot to spar. You know, so it was kind of like I was there, seeing a lot of people, and it was a good experience at the end of the day.
Very experience,
Really good experience.
Yeah, blessed, man. Like going into academy like that and then get the experience. Yeah, like it helped you grow.
Yep.
It was right place, right time, dude.
Yeah, literally,
Because even a couple of times I remember HBO would say the new boxing mecca. It was Oxnard, dude.
Yeah.
It was Oxnard.
Oh, no, I mean, I think, and you know what? I've always wondered, like, why? But at the same time, it's kind of, I just think how would I say it? I just think we all have the possibility to do it. It's just a matter of, like, who's going to do it and in what way. Like, they could say anywhere is going to have kids. There's kids with talent. There's kids that are hungry everywhere. But where are you going to find that little push? Where are you going to find somebody that's going to help them? You know, thankfully, we've had people that could kind of help us and give us a little bit more of a platform. But at the same time, like, I mean, realistically, anybody could really do it. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of good kids out there. A lot of hungry kids out there. I mean, it's just a matter of finding it, making them do it one way or another.
Giving them the extra push, like you said.
But definitely Oxnard is for sure. It's a good center.
Yeah.
You know, because I know we do have a lot of hungry kids here. I know we do have a lot of kids.
Bro, every day there's another kid born that just is going to be a future Hall of Famer.
That wants to do something, you know, whether it be, you know, whatever it may be. They want to do something and they want to, not everybody wants to just be at home.
Just like I say, dude, like I feel like Oxnard is just really a proud place, like where everyone's just proud to be from Oxnard.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, when people tell me, I say we're proud, bro. I'm like, I'm from Oxnard, bro. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like, that's why, like, it bums me out when you hear people like, oh, like, this place is ghetto. I'm from the ghetto. Like, dude, it don't matter where you're from. Love your place. Love yourself. You know, it's just have a good attitude and have fun, period. Yeah. Like, yo, you know what? Hey, we have the collection now. Cool. We have whatever. Like, the Cowboys come here. Like, all the little stuff where we could actually look and be, you know what? This place ain't too bad.
It's not, man.
It's really not.
There's a lot of history here, man. Like Cesar Chavez and just so much, man. We have a lot of history here.
It's definitely. I mean, there's a lot of things that aren't spoken about enough.
Yeah.
I think, you know, like it's
like we have the salsa festival, strawberry festival.
Yeah.
We got the X Games here.
Yeah. Now we got the X Games here. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like it's popping, cool, bro. Cool. It is. It's like top 10 travel places. Like it's crazy, man.
You can't beat the weather. Yeah. So
you can't beat the weather.
That's why everybody's coming here to live here now, dude. People from LA are living here now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just the best place to live.
Can't complain.
Like, how do you feel like when you're fighting southpaw? Like, when you fight other southpaws, like, is it hard? Like,
it's the only way I can really explain it is like.
Cause I know like southpaw already, it's just hard.
Yeah.
To fight. Yeah.
But it's think of yourself looking in the mirror at yourself and trying to fight yourself. You're kind of like, okay, if I'm gonna move this way, you're gonna move that way. Oh, so how do I go? If I, you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's a puzzle. That's the only way I can explain it. Like, anyways, you know, like when people say like, oh, you know, the lefties fighting us out, blah blah blah. Yeah, but it's just it's a puzzle. You know what I mean? Like you, lefty fighting a lefty, me fighting a lefty, or righty fighting a lefty fighting me. It's kind of like it's just a puzzle. Like granted, just like anything, you just gotta figure it out. How are you gonna figure it out? Yeah. That's kind of up to you, but it's definitely given me a lot of advantages in anything. I mean, baseball even, you know, it's just like being lefty, being southpaw. It's definitely, it's different. I like it because obviously it gives me that confidence because first thing you hear is like, oh, damn, you're southpaw? Like, cool. Yeah. I'm double southpaw. I drive with my left hand too, you know? Like, it's just, it's fun, I guess. Fun being different.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Who's like the hardest person, like you would say, like sparring? Like it doesn't have to be a professional, because I know some people like are not professional, but they're hard to spar. Like just like damn.
Okay, the way the first thing that clicks in my head is Jesus Guerra. When Jesus Guerra first got here, this guy hit like a truck. Like people say, like, oh, who's the hardest that's ever hit you, or whatever. Jesus Guerra, when he first got here, and he was known for that. He was known for hitting hard. You know, people always say, like, oh, you know, you box and, you know, whatever. Like, does it hurt? Does it hurt? It always hurts. Yeah. But there's, like, there's different types of hurt. Yeah. You're like, you get punched. You're like,
you just feel everything.
Dude, my little sister will, like, punch me. I'm like, oh, dude, that hurts. Like, but you box. What do you mean it hurts? Dude, no. Yeah. Like, anybody could hit me. It's going to hurt. Yeah. But if I'm in the zone and I'm fighting, if you hit me, my instinct is, I'm going to hit you back, you know? But that's different. When I'm calm, I'm chilling. Like, this is Rudy right now. Yeah. When you have Rudy Toro in the ring, you're like, hey, okay, boom, I'm activated. Yeah. You hit me, I'm going to hit you back. But it's Jesus Guerra was definitely one. It was one of those ones where, like, he would hit you, and it was like a thump. Sting, like, it was a thump. There's hard punching as in, like, okay, like a sting, okay, no big deal. Or there's something that, like, a little bit harder than normal. But no, when this guy hit me, it felt like he was swinging a baseball bat. Not even exaggerating. This guy hit hard. And like I said, it was his prime when he had first got here. And I was just like, at the beginning, I was still somewhat young. And it was kind of like, I'm just trying to survive. Yeah. Like, whatever he does, when he hits me, I'm like, oh, fuck. But,
I'm trying to get 3 rounds in, man.
But it was fun. You know what I mean? At least I knew that's the worst.
Your competition's going to be like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, it was... But as far as, like, when people ask me, like, yeah, what's the hardest ever been hit? For sure, Jesus Guerra during his prime was...
What about, like, skills, like, abilities to, like...
Nonito Dorner.
Damn.
Dorner. Okay, so, like, everybody used to say, like, oh, he's so fast. The Filipino Flash, blah, blah, blah. Like, it wasn't blah blah blah. No, he was quick. I remember being like in the ring trying to move, and thinking, okay, and I was just like watching so many videos, like, all right, he throws a jab, 1-2, 1-2. So like when I get in there and spar him tomorrow, I know what he's throwing.
Yeah.
No, dude, like he was here and then he's like, I just see this and I get hit, but he's still like this. He was still like this. And I'm like, wait, okay, pop. He was, the speed legitimately was the Filipino Flash. Like he was. That was crazy. It was crazy. No, like I don't.
Imagine, dude. You're just looking at somebody. Where'd that come from?
It was crazy. And like I said, at that time I was, I was younger. I was, and he was in his prime and everything. So it was probably like 10 times as fast. But still, like, that was crazy. Even another guy that was really quick, Ryan Garcia. I don't know Ryan Garcia. He was quick, too. Like, it was funny. I'm not going to lie, And when I went there, everybody always, like, his right hook or his left hook, blah, blah. Like, everybody talks about it, So I was like, I want to get hit by that. When I was going to sparring, I was like, I want to get hit by that. I know he's going to throw it.
Yeah.
I want to know what it's like. Like, is it really that good? Is it really that power? Is it really that quick?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it's quick. It's just as hard. It's legit. So I was like, all right, cool. But he was another one that he was quick. He was solid. The power was there. And it's little stuff like that that's, thankfully, I've gotten the experience and the opportunity to go through things like that. Like Nonito Donaire, Jesus Cuellar, Ryan Garcia now, like Gradovich, like little things like that, man. I got little chips on my shoulder. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
this is awesome.
Those stories you can carry us.
Yeah,
a long way,
it's like it's fun. It makes me happy, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I want more though.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. It's cool. I feel like I've done some cool things that I've never thought I would do, and many probably never thought I would do either, but I've done some pretty cool stuff and been able to experience little things where I'm like, what? I want more. I want more. So, but yeah, to round it up, Gradovich or Jesus Cuellar was definitely a hard puncher. Ryan Garcia, hard puncher, quick, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
When would you say, like, you would just hang it up after, like...
That's a cool question.
It obviously it's gonna come one day.
Yeah, no, definitely. What I've always told myself is I don't want to die in the ring.
Yeah.
I'll fight in the sense of like if it comes down to it, like when I'm in the ring, I'm all in, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't want to be the type of person where like I'm already halfway dead and I'm like, all right, I still want to keep fighting. Yeah. Honestly, for me, I want to get as far as I can. I would love a belt. I would love to get whatever level that my body lets me, get to. That's what I want. As long as I'm happy, as long as I'm training hard, like that's what I want. Period. Like wherever my body tells me or whenever my family tells me, hey, you know what, you're done.
Yeah.
Then I'm done. But I don't see it happening soon. I love it.
Young, dude.
I love it. I feel good. I made a joke to a friend the other day, and I was telling her, I was like, you know what? There's that song, it's a Drake song, like, I'm really too young to be feeling this old or whatever. Yeah. Like, dude, I'm really too old to be feeling this young. Like, I'm like, dude, I love it, and I feel good, feel amazing, and it's like, I don't know when. Yeah. I don't know when I'm done. All I know is right now, I'm in good shape. I know that I still want more fights. I know I still have a lot of things that I want to accomplish. Yeah. Still more fights that I want to see and experience, more fighters that I want to get called up from, like, hey, whatever that it is, like I don't even have an answer to that because it's like
so whenever it comes,
it comes, whenever it's my time, period. Like I'm just living it as in I'm enjoying it. When I stop enjoying it, I'll be enjoying something else, but myself.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of fighters that's like are gonna retire early now. I'm like, man, I feel like they have a lot left in them still, but there are a lot of them just like, man, I'm just not having fun anymore. Yeah. Or it just ain't about the money anymore, or just politics on boxing.
Politics, whatever it is. And then it's one thing I read in a book one time too. I think it was a book that I read. It's just always stuck into my head. It was a book. I don't want to say the wrong book, but it's kind of like as soon as money brings you happiness, that's when you start losing. You lose yourself. You lose money, Like, once you depend on money for your happiness, that's when you're really, really start losing. Like, you know, so that's when, like you had said, you know, people say, like, money with this. For me, I've never been the type of person where I'm like, I'm going to fight until I'm 50 years old because that's going to be an extra, you know,
some
dollars, whatever. No, dude, like, I'm happy. As long as I'm happy, I'm cool. You know what I mean? So
speaking about books, like, I know, dude, you're like following your Instagram, dude. I know you like read books, and I saw you I don't know, you've read the David Goggins book.
Oh yeah,
so
read
like,
that book.
what was something in there that you were like, man, this is like, that's what like put you over the top, that you were just like, man, like, this is what I want, this is what I'm talking about?
For sure. No, it's one thing I really love about that book is just like it shows you not what you're capable of, but what somebody else is capable of. Once you realize what other people are capable of, you're kind of like, well, why can't I do that? Why this guy? There's the race. It's been a minute since I read the book, but there's a race where he had done, and you know, he's talking about like his body's like giving up on him. His legs got shin splints, blisters, everything, and he's like, I just kept running, you know. And I was like, I'm reading the book, and I'm like, man, my legs are sore. I'm cutting weight. And I'm sitting here reading a damn book because I don't want to go run. Like, this guy's running miles.
With just broken legs,
with blister, broken legs. And I'm here because I'm sore?
Yeah.
Like, man, nah, let me get up, you know? And little stuff like that. And it's funny because finished that book when I had one of the biggest opportunities. I'm going to have more, but I fought at the StubHub on a Showtime card, and I was reading that book, and it put me in the zone where I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm here now. Like, I had this opportunity. Why am I be sitting here resting or whatever, bullshitting? Like, I got to get up. I got to go do something, you know? And reading that book, I realized there's just so much more potential we have as people, as, like, athletes, whatever that it is that we limit ourselves to. It's crazy how much more we can do. And it goes back to training as well. Yeah. Like I had mentioned earlier, if you tell me, like a coach tells me, hey, you know what, do 50 push-ups. I'm going to do 50 push-ups. Like, I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Why? Because you already told me to do it. And it's little things, for example, you know, cutting weight in boxing or working out, training. It's the same thing. Like, I got to make weight. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to, you know. No, I can't go eat pizza at Toppers right now. No, I can't go to McDonald's. Like, I can't. Why? Because I'm cutting weight and I know what I got to do. Same thing with training. I got to be up tomorrow. I got to run because I got to get it done. I already committed to something. I got to get it done, you know? And it's one of the things where I'm like, it's in my head. But that also comes down from the book because it's just like, once you commit. You commit to yourself. You commit to an action. You just got to get it done one way or another. One way or another. No matter how much you're hurting, no matter whatever the case is, get it done, period.
That's crazy to go. People say, like, we use 10% of our brains. That's,
no, for sure.
That's crazy. So people are right when people say, like, mind over matter. Like, yeah, so it's like, sometimes I know, I'm like, man, I can't do it. But then I'm like, forcing myself, but and I'll figure it out, like, you know.
Exactly, and it's just it starts with that first, like,
it's not impossible, man.
It's not
impossible.
impossible.
Nothing's impossible.
And it's I love when people say that because instantly you start thinking, oh, you know, everybody says that. It's so cliche, but realistically, when you really break it down, that nothing is impossible, you're like, you know what, dude, you're 100% right. Like, whatever it is. You might need a break here or there, somebody that's going to help you out a little bit more, but it's still not possible, not impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever way you're going to make that connection to give you that break, it's possible. Like, there's a way, let's just say you could be at the grocery store and somehow, some way end up saying, like, oh, excuse me or whatever, start talking to somebody. You don't know who that person is. You might catch that break there just because you're being a good person and you're in a good attitude, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But at the same time, it's kind of like I feel like we close those doors off to ourselves. You know, when people start doubting themselves, it's like, you know, no, I can never do this. I can never do this. Dude, what are you doing that could possibly get you to that? Like, how are you attempting to do it? You know what I mean? Like, dude, get out.
It's not about somewhere. Thinking about I can't. It's about thinking how can I?
How can I? Yeah. How? And literally, how can you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the right people. Okay, get to know the right people.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know I don't know how to tie my shoe, just to say, well, learn how to tie your shoe.
Or
and then, ask something else. And then once you learn from one person, learn from another person.
Yes.
You know, and then you kind of go from there. Like, for example, myself, like I have my little detail business. It's like, as soon as I'm done, hey, feel free to double check my work. Let me know if you knew, if I missed anything, feel free to, tell me.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of times where when I was starting, oh yeah, you know what? Hey, everything was good, but last time you missed this, you missed this, you missed this. So now when I go to a different car, I'm like, it's my head, right? So now if you carry all that to everything that you do, it's the same way. You know, like when you're learning to talk to somebody, or you're just meeting somebody new or whatever that it is, or learning a new skill, you're like, something's gonna click. You know, something will click, and then you kind of
it just builds like muscle memory.
Exactly, muscle memory. Yeah, and then one client that I had one time, I had asked him, like, what's an advice that you would give me? He was successful, really successful, and he's like, any advice you could give me. And he's like, dude, whatever you learn, repeat it. So if I teach you something, repeat it and do it over and over and over again. And now somebody just learned from you. But now at the same time, now that you know that, you're going to find a way to make it better. And I'm like, yes. Dude, you just totally switched everything up. I appreciate that. And that's one of the things that I'm like, wow, it's changed everything for me, because in the gym, I'm learning. And if somebody asks me something, I'm willing to help. Hey, you know what? This is what I do. This is what I was taught. Now you figure out how to do it your way. You know what I mean? And it goes down to everything, the way you interact with people. There's people that refuse to say good morning to you when you're walking down the street. When I run, I'm like, I love people in the morning. Running in the morning is the best, because anybody that's up in the morning is in a good mood. I've noticed. So
I feel like you just have that thing in common. Like, it's like, oh, I love waking up in the morning, and then you guys meet each other. You're like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. So like, I'll be running. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Good morning. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Have a good day. I love that. Yeah. I love running the mornings because of that. And then there's times where, you go out towards maybe like the middle of the day or at the end of the day, and you're like, hey, how's it going? Good afternoon. People just go by you. And it could be two things. Maybe they're uncomfortable, or they're just in their zone. There's millions of things. Maybe they had a bad day, whatever that is. But I do feel like at that point, a lot of more people are more hesitant. You get a lot more people that just walk right by you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of one of those things where you just learn people. Learn to understand people. And like, yeah, I'll read you. Yeah. Hey, good morning. How's it going? Oh, yeah, cool, boom. It's weird, but one of the big things I learned. Yeah. Learn something, repeat it, and make it better. So when I try to communicate with people, I'm always like, hey, how's it going? Good morning. I'll know quick if they're going to be like inviting me to a conversation, they're going to be willing to talk to me, or if they're going to be completely like not into it.
Yeah.
And if I could break that, cool. And if I can't, oh, well, I tried. Yeah, let it be. But there's so many ways that I think we can open doors for ourselves. At the same time, I think there's so many ways that we close the doors for ourselves. Yeah. So I mean.
And I feel like it starts off with attitude.
For sure.
Because, dude, like, the way Rudy comes in, dude, he just comes in with a freaking uplifting, like, just happiness, bro. Like, when he came in here, he didn't even know nobody. But he came in, how's it going, guys? I'm Rudy. Like, and not a lot of people are like that. Yeah. Not a lot of people are like that. But I feel like when
you're willing to break the ice right away, make us feel comfortable.
Yeah, but I feel like exactly. I feel like when you meet people that are like that, you're more prone to like accepting those people and being more welcoming to them. You know what? Hey, bring Rudy over. But like, hey, how you don't even know Rudy that much. Like, I don't care. That guy's just a cool guy. Like, just bring him down again and let's fucking chop it up. Like,
and that's like what they say. Like, you attract the people you're with, or whatever, your circle, whatever that is saying. But I do give a lot of credit to all the people that are around me too as well, because like I haven't always been this inviting, I guess, happy little guy, Yeah. But being surrounded by people, and you, like I said, you learn from people, right? Like, this guy's always in a good mood. Hey, like, this guy, why does everybody like this guy? Why does everybody why is this person always in a good mood, or whatever that it is? You start to kind of understand people, try to read people a little bit more. Why is this person always in a bad mood, This person has a lot of friends. This person has no friends. You know what I mean? And then it's just one of those things.
It just starts clicking in your head. Like, that makes sense why they are this way.
Exactly. Yeah. And I try to tell myself, like I mentioned earlier, like, I want people to think, like, Rudy, okay, good mood, awesome, happy, Toro, like whatever that it is, happy, boom. I feel like I'm going to attract that, and that's all I want to attract. And fortunately, somehow, some way, I've done exactly that. All my clients for my business are all awesome people, successful people that are always willing to kind of like let me know a couple things, you know, or give me some type of tip or communicate with me somehow or support me in a way or another. You know, that bought tickets to my fights or, you know, or asked me like, hey, when's the next fight? Hey, you know, now that you're doing this brand, or I hate calling it a brand, but now that you got something coming out, like, how can I get some stuff? Like, those are the type of people that I want around me. At the same time, that's the type of person I try to be so that I can get those type of people around me, you know? So it's like...
So you speak a lot, like I've seen you give a lot of shout out also every once in a while to Mike V Detailing. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me how like you came, how that interaction with Mike, how did that come about?
So it was, I was thinking about starting the detailing because I was working with a buddy that was already doing his thing. And I just wanted to put my name out there. I wanted to have something to represent myself. You know, being a boxer, thankfully had sponsors that were like willing to help me out, you know, and I was able to represent them. Like, I was like, you know, I want to represent myself too. And it also gave me the opportunity to kind of like work with my schedule. So when I went to the store that he was working at, I was like, you know what, like, this would be dope. Like, this is what I could do. You know, I get to see people. I'm always been a people person. Mm-hmm. So he's like, hey, man, like, if you're serious about this, I have somebody that's selling a trailer. And if you're interested in it, like, here's your opportunity. And in my head, I was like, this just came to me. Like, of all chances, why is it that this just popped in here? Like, this is your chance. Do you really want it? Yes or no? So I was like, you know what? Perfect. I'll take it. So I had bought it. He hooked me up with the trailer. And then he just, any questions you got, bro, hit my line. Call me, text me, whatever you need. Come to the store. Let me know, you know. And then it's cool because me seeing him do that for me and experience that, like, that's how I am now too. Like, if somebody hits me up on message, like, hey, can you do that? Or how do you do this? What products do you use? Like, whatever that is, I try to do that because that's what was done for me. Same way, like, how I have sponsors that helped me and gave me the opportunity to box. I would love to one day, through Toro Inclusive or Toro Detail and Wash, which I have through the detail, I've been able to sponsor fighters to, like, help with things that I've never really been like, oh, I did this, you know, but...
I didn't even know that, dude.
Yeah, but we've been able to do a little bit, you know, and it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, that, for me, is cool. I had sponsors. I want to be able to sponsor. I had somebody help me grow my business. I want to try to help somebody grow their business. I want to have somebody learn. I've had a lot of people that taught me how to learn, right? Like, but I want to also be able to have, like, somebody, hey, you know what? Like, hey, man, look at it this way. Yeah. Look at it in a good way, you know? Because that's what I had somebody tell me, you know? So it's kind of one of those things where I try to return everything that's been done for me. Yeah. Exactly. Because if I could turn somebody that was like me,
yes,
into who I am now, that'd be awesome. Not to say I'm perfect, because trust me, I got a bunch of things that I still want to work on. Yes. A lot of things that I still want to learn about myself, you know, which is like just so much, you know. And if I could try to get somebody to understand and view things a little bit differently, that would be awesome, you know. But thankfully, that goes all back to people willing to help me, people willing to give me their time, give me their energy, and at the end of the day, like, just give me the opportunity, you know. So I would love to be able to do that.
And those people that gave you the opportunity, like Lupita's Bakery, like how did that come about too? Like did you know the owners or
no? So at the time I was training with Alberto Marigal, so he had passed away, but he did a lot for me. You know, he taught me a lot of sport boxing, and I was at that team, and they introduced us, and they said, hey, you know what? We got a fighter. He wants to fight. He's got what it takes, but he just needs help. At that time, where was I working? I forgot where I was working at that time, but I was going through a lot of stuff, so I wasn't really...
You weren't on that mindset.
I wasn't in the mindset, and I wasn't like, oh, yeah, let me go spend money on brand new shoes and, you know, gear or whatever, you know? Yeah. I was like, I got $10. Let me put this in my pocket. You know what I mean? So, fortunately, they had talked, and then I had met Manuel, who's the owner, and the whole family. And And we talked, we sat down, and Manuel was like, you know what, I'm going to help you, you know, and we got everything taken care of, all my licensing, all my medicals, and he was like, hey, like, this is your opportunity. Like, you take what you will, you know, like, and at the end of the day, I could have fought once, taken that medicals and been partying or whatever that it was, but in my head, I was like, somebody gave me the opportunity. Again, I said it earlier, like, somebody gave me the opportunity, gave me their trust to try to do something. Like, why throw it away? You know, like, I appreciate that more than anything, you know, so I had that opportunity, and thankfully I feel like I've done a lot, and I want to do more, but at the same time, like, I am who I am today because, or I am where I'm at because little things like that, little opportunities, little people giving me a shot, giving me a chance, you know?
Like, speaking, like, about your logo and everything and how, like, gives you that confidence, like, do you, like, how did your first loss affect you? Like,
honestly, it happened so quick, honestly. It happened quick because my mind was everywhere. I don't know another way to explain it. That's still a tricky question because, like, for me, dude, that was my Las Vegas MGM Grand, Times Square. Like, that was mine because when I first went to a boxing match, I wanted a StubHub, right? And I was like, oh, my gosh, this is amazing. That was the first fight I watched, a Brandon Rios fight. And I sat ringside and everything, you know, and I was like, this is amazing. So, and then it was a PVC card. It was a legit card. You know, Showtime banners everywhere. So I was like, oh, shoot. Like, I froze, you know, and I still don't know how to take it because I'm kind of like, I really did that. And it was awesome. I'm proud of myself. But at the same time, like, why did I freeze? Like, I did nothing that I was supposed to do. I wasn't even in the right head. Like, it was weird. I was more than prepared. I trained hard. I was ready. I froze. I still don't even know what happened.
But what I mean is, like, do you feel like that also contributed to you as in, like, after that? Like, did you were like, you know what, I fucked up that opportunity?
I definitely feel like for me, that was the worst that could happen. Yeah. The worst thing that could happen is for me to get my big opportunity and lose. It happened. But you know what? I'm still here. You learn I'm learning. Breathing. Like we started learning. Yeah. I'm still breathing. And you know what? I'm still becoming a better person, better fighter, better inside and out of the ring. Like, that helped me get over that lump because I always wondered, like, what if? Well, I did it.
And then it happened.
Yeah. So now I just got to make sure I get back there again.
Yes.
And do whatever I can to get back there again.
That's the thing about boxing, dude. It's just like one loss doesn't make the fighter.
Of course not. And
if anything, it builds the fighter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's like we mentioned earlier. Anything's possible.
Yeah. Never know.
How are we gonna make it happen? Well, I can't tell you at the moment, but it's gonna happen.
What weight do you fight in?
I'll fight at 130.
130.
So I fight at 130. I've been there, so it's competitive. There's always competition there. It's perfect because, like, when you go sparring to other gyms or whatever, like, we're the small guys, but we're the boxer guys, you know. So it's cool. I love it, you know.
I think that's perfect weight.
And I'm a little short, you know. I'm average size. I'm like 5, supposedly like 5'6" or something. I would say 5'7" and a half.
You're 5'7", yeah.
I'm like 5'7" and a half.
Yeah.
And a half, though. You gotta have the half.
Yeah.
Everybody says 5'7". You gotta have the half. 5'7" and a half.
Hey, you're 5'8" with those boots on when you go dancing.
Oh, with the boots, and when I'm dancing and I'm jumping, I'm like 5'9".
Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about that. You know, Rudy dances?
No.
Yeah, bro. He gets down, dude.
Folklorico group.
We don't have that much space. If not, we would have moved everything. We would have him dancing right here. But yeah. Talk about your on the side. I knew you do that on the side, and I know he loves it because he's always talking about it on his Instagram. Yeah, he's always posting about it, all the events. Like, how did that come about?
It's crazy because it's one of those things where I just mentioned, like, just being better, you know. And I have this, like, crazy little cycle that I'm going through, I guess. And it's one of the things where when I was young, we had done that. My grandmother, who had passed away, she had us all involved in it. She was involved in the Folklorico group. Yeah, and it was like, that made me happy. You know, it gave me, I know she was happy seeing us dance. And I know that, like, it was our thing. You know, it was like our family thing. And
So that came from your family.
For sure, yeah. And then it was one of those things where, like, I always wanted to go back and I had the instructor of the group. I knew him in high school, and I used to tell him, like, dude, I used to dance when I was little. And I always wanted to go back, but I just had so much stuff going on, then boxing, then baseball, then boxing, and then just life. I never had the opportunity to go back, you know? And then finally he had posted something one time randomly of, like, they're performing. I was like, oh, dude, perfect. Like, I just happened to have time, so I wanted to go watch them perform. And I was like, you know what? I was at a really down spot where I needed to make myself happy again, right? And I was just like, you know what? If there's one thing that I know would make my deep inner child happy, would be to dance, because just for everything, there's so many reasons, but like being able to dance again, you know, for prodigal, and that's when I was like, okay, cool, this is my opportunity. So like now I know when I'm dancing, like that's definitely something that's making people happy. You know, yeah. I know my grandmother's happy. I know I'm happy, and you know, introducing my little sister to it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Your sister's part of it too, right?
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, you don't have to do it, because I always wanted to do it, you know, and I was like, you don't have to do it, but I really want to do it, and if you want to, you know, come through, like, cool, you'll like it, you might not like it. My older sister was in it, and I had told her, like, Our Rosa used to love it, and she's the one that got us into it. So if you want to go, cool, you know, like that's ideally why I really started. But, you know, thankfully she liked it, and she's into it.
So you said you have two sisters, right? How big is your family?
Got a big family. So there's 6 of us. I have 5 sisters, but there's 6 of us, me being the 6th one, me being the only boy. Yay. Not really, man. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard,
the only boy.
I'm the only boy out of 6 of us.
You're saying you're the last one?
No, I'm the second oldest. Yeah, I'm the second oldest, and they're all just little sisters.
Okay.
It's tough, bro. Being the only boy is tough, you know, especially being, you know, like a man. It's kind of like, it's tough. But I love my sisters. You know, it's fun. It's an opportunity. I mean, it's giving me a different vision of life itself, you know, just knowing that I always have to be a better person. I always have to kind of like look at myself like I'm their brother first, you know, before anything, I'm their brother. There's no reason that we shouldn't all look out for each other, period. Like we all have the opportunity to look out for somebody. It don't have to mean that you like them or not. Yeah. It just means like you're alert, you know, and that might just be because I'm so like in this
aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, this, you know, aware and whatever's not traumas, but like whatever's, you know, I see around, stories you hear about.
You're like 5 steps ahead.
Yeah, I try to, you know, like
I know where this is heading.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's just like one of those things where, man, like it don't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you to help somebody out real quick. You know, it doesn't hurt you to hold the door open when somebody's walking out. It doesn't hurt you to say good morning to somebody when they're walking past you. Yeah. It doesn't hurt you at all.
I mean, even then, like, I know what you mean. Like, it doesn't hurt you, like, to hold the door open, dude. Like, I get people, like, in my job, crazy. Like, I meet so many people every day, and, like, I'll hold the door open for, like, older ladies, whatever. Like, and even guys.
I know the guys all the time, dude.
So, but, dude, like...
I'm like, don't smile at me like that, bro. It did for everybody.
Don't feel special.
Yeah.
Nah, but, like, I feel like even then, like, I feel like a lot of people also get, like, they're not motivated to do those types of things because they're in those situations where, like, you will do it, and those people are just, like, negative. They're just like, oh, you have to do that for me. Like, they're not even just like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
one of the biggest things that I love, and I don't know where it came from, but it popped in my head, is like, you don't have to earn my respect. And the way I carry myself, you don't have to earn my respect. You got my respect from the second I shake your hand and you put your hand out. Like, you have my respect.
It's up to you.
Yeah. People always, you know, we grew up in high school, like, okay, like, you got to earn my respect. Dude, you got my respect. From the second I meet you, you got my respect. If you ever lose it, which would be very hard, because I'm going to give you a shot. Whatever it is, maybe you just had a bad day. Maybe you had something bad happen to you yesterday. Maybe something's on your mind. You still got my respect. I'm still going to say what's up to you 10 times. I'm still going to try to shake your hand. But, like, if you're really like, yo, Rudy, I don't want to talk to you for whatever X reason, or, hey, Rudy, I'm whatever, you know. If you cross a certain line where you hurt somebody that I love or you hurt me, that's the only line. Other than that, dude, you probably had a bad day. You still got my respect. You don't have to earn it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to open the door up for anybody that I see. I'm going to pick up a purse for anybody that, you know, I'm going to open whatever that it is. Like, I'm going to do it for anybody that I come across, because everybody has my respect from the get-go. from the get-go. Thankfully,
I just have like one other question about boxing though. I'm gonna go back.
Let's go. Yeah.
How do you feel about like all the?
Don't say YouTube.
No.
Okay, go.
all the like the boxing belts, like they have like different, like 3 different like super weight, super gold or.
Just like there's a belt for everything.
Many, there's a belt for everything. Too many, yeah.
That definitely, it's you can't even keep up with any of them.
Yeah, man, it's hard.
I don't know who has what belt.
Gold and silver, WBC.
I don't know which belt means what anymore. I don't know which one was like a continental one or like a certain event or certain holiday.
That's crazy, man.
It's cool.
Certain holiday.
It's cool. It's cool. I love it. I'm supportive of anybody receiving anything good, so it's awesome. But at the same time, it's kind of like, what's
like, because the previous people that meet the path, like they didn't even have the easy, they had the hard way. Yeah. And now everyone has like the easy way. It's like, well, this person was like 3 WBCs.
Yeah.
And just like,
in a way, I mean, it goes. It's.
It kind of helps.
It's cool because like it gives maybe somebody that wouldn't have the opportunity for. Whatever.
Like 5 years from now.
For the X belt. Now they have a opportunity for the Y belt. Like there's more opportunities. So if anything, that's good in the sense of like there's more opportunities. But at the same time, I wouldn't say I love it. I wouldn't say I hate it.
Yeah.
I would say I'm confused about it, but
it's just like it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's where we're.
That's what we're doing.
Going. Yeah, you're gonna go with it. Yeah.
There's a belt for that.
Yeah.
whatever. There's a belt for that. Whatever you want to do, like, there's a belt for that.
Yeah.
So let's go back to your Robert Garcia days, because I mean I want to talk about now you're at Knuckleheads and I know that, but like a lot of like video is like up on YouTube about you, and it's on the Ellie Setback channel.
Ali Segback, the man. Yes, sir.
Reporting.
I'm going to have to tag one of this.
So let's talk about that. Like, how was it? Like, did you like, I want to say acknowledge Ellie that he was there? Would you, like, pay any attention to him? Or were you just, like, some random guy came in here to the gym and he's recording us? Or
basically, at first. But he was just, like, always a cool dude. You know, he was a goofy dude for sure, as he still is in his videos. But he was also not big-headed. He wasn't, like... Oh, there's superstars here, so ignore the kids. Hey, kid, get out of the video. He was more of like, here's a superstar. Here, kid, punch him. Or do you want to spar with them? Like, what are you talking about, Ellie? Like, that's what was cool about him. Like, he welcomed everybody in the sense of, like, he gave us the opportunity to be in the videos. He gave us the opportunity to, you know, be known and put our names in there and all little stuff like that, you know. Compared
Future champion.
Yeah, little stuff like everybody, huh? Yeah. But, it was kind of really cool because... and as a matter of fact, huge shout out to Ali because he's the one that called me like at midnight. It was like 11:30. Like, hey man, can you come down to Van Nuys tomorrow? And I was like, what's up, Ali? It's like midnight, but yeah, what's up? He's like, can you spar Ryan Garcia? And I'm like, yeah, Ali said like Segback. Like I didn't even think it was real because who's in Ali Segback call you like at midnight say come spar Ryan Garcia? This is Ryan's big right now, so it's like. Yeah, okay, like, whatever, but look, I just had to throw that in. Shout out to Ali, but he's always doing the most for fighters. You know, he does the most for fighters. If he could do it, he'll do it. And, you know, thankfully, like you said, he put my name out there.
Exactly.
He was always putting, you know, my name out there, and even as an amateur, I didn't have to be big, but he was just like, here, dude, hey, I got a couple questions. Cool, you know, like, and little stuff like that, just thankful for it, you know, because... Like you had mentioned, helps out. Yeah, everything helps out.
He's seen you on it. I seen you on it. Yeah.
It's just like, and there's just experiences that who knows, like, maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't have been here for that. At the same time, like, who knows? Maybe we could do that for somebody else too. You know, you never know. You know, all those little things kind of always replay. Like,
yeah, I did see, like, sometimes he'll bring, like, pumpkin seeds to you guys. That was weird. I know Robert's like, man, we get those seeds. He's like, yeah, I got them for you guys. Get them quick. Yeah,
I was just like his thing. They were always depending on him for that because he was the one that brought those in.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of times I fall in love with the sport of boxing and the amount of moments and everything that I've had. I love it. I'm still going to have, you know, like it's the smallest things. Like even fighting in Boston, fighting in Tijuana with all my family there was amazing. You know, like
your boy Alexis was there too, right?
Yeah.
Boston,
yeah. So it's like
he worked with us too.
Oh no way.
Alexis, he was.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, and it's just like little experiences like that you don't expect to have. You know, it's like, what are the chances of that 10 years ago when you were thinking like, oh yeah, I want to box. Would I fight in Boston? Would I fight anywhere else other than down the street at the, you know, wherever, at the boxing gym, you know, whatever. Like, who would have thought? You know, and it's like, it's just cool. It's
so your time at RGBA, did it last as far as up until when they moved to Riverside?
No, I was there kind of like when they left. So when they went to Riverside, that's when the gym kind of like hit a pause. The amateur program kind of like died out at the time because they had that gym. So there wasn't anything active at the gym for the fighters that were there.
So you didn't go pro with Robert?
No.
You
I
went
wasn't
pro
with Robert.
with
Alberto
Okay.
Marigal, yeah. So it was kind of like, but all my amateur fights, and I finished a couple with the Marigal too, but most of my amateur fights, they were at Robert's gym. But most of it was just a sparring. Like, I was an amateur sparring with big names. Like, that's where I got the experience, you know, where I'm like, oh, dang. Like, I could say these names of, like, okay, I've done this. You know, when I got called for sparring, I knew what that was like because that had already been a part of my career, like, being called up for sparring, you know. And it was little stuff like that where when I was in the amateurs, I wasn't sparring amateurs. And it's a different style, but when I was in the amateurs, I was sparring pros, you know, so I was learning how to box, learning how to, we weren't worried about just going in there swinging, punching for points. We were worried about like being effective, you know what I mean? So it was definitely a huge experience that helped me out in the sense of like where I'm at now, you know?
Yeah.
So then, you said, what was his name again? Madrigal?
Yeah.
After him, you went over to Knuckleheads.
After him, I was, officially in a good spot with Knuckleheads, yeah. I had a trainer that wasn't really a trainer, that was just more of like a goofball that thought he wanted to box. Long story, it's my pops, but whatever. No, I don't exist.
I don't want to go that far.
Yeah, but anyways.
I was going to be like, it is what it is.
But yeah, then I went to Knuckleheads and was welcomed there. Amazing gym, amazing people. Definitely the start of like my transition to being a good person. And I learned a lot there. Different styles, you know, as we mentioned earlier. Like, you learn from different people, and you just have to take something you learned, make it better, and keep learning, you know. And then it's one of those things where I was there, and I'm still there now, and I'm always learning a new style, adding more to myself, period. You know, as a fighter, as a person, and I'm going to continue adding. And that's right now.
Well, that's great, man. Dude, I don't know. We could keep talking about how fucking great Rudy is. But I know Rudy's got a fight coming up. I mean, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'll be fighting. I'm actively training. I'm in the gym. I love it. I'm just ready to fight. Period.
We're about to spar in the little patio we have. Like, we're just
I need like 8 rounds right now. Let's go. You know.
How many rounds is the fight?
I'll be fighting 8-round fight.
8 rounds.
Yeah, so I'll be fighting 8-round fight. I'll be fighting right here, Oxnard, August 4th, Performing Arts Center. Everybody knows that. You know, I'm just honored, honestly. Like, just opportunities to be able to fight. True Match Casino, fought there a handful of times, stuff up. Like, these locations for me, fighting at these spots is kind of like, that's my pride. That's all my hard work getting to there. You know, just a lot of people may not mean a lot, but dude, to me, it's like, man, like, this is my chance, this is my opportunity to kind of like show out, shine, show everybody kind of like what I'm about, you
Especially
know?
in your own backyard.
In my own backyard. Yeah. So it's like, man, it's awesome. I'm excited, but yeah, I'll be there August 4th. And I'm just thankful, period.
So, Rudy, when can we see Toro Inclusive start releasing merch and then slowly start building a team?
Sooner than later, hopefully. I mean, it's already there. Everything is kind of like ready. It's just building the structure. making sure that everything's worded the way I want it to really be presented. Because to me, it's not about selling 10 things with a logo on it. No, to me, it's about making sure we are building a team with El Toro on there. That's what it's about to me. So I'm not worried about like, let's just get out. When it's ready and I feel like everything's in place, I think that's when we're really going to just say, okay, green light, But we have a lot of good things coming. A little treat that I'll give you guys. We got some share your cups because, when you're in the gym, the little share your cup, you're going to see that boy. Okay, this is why I'm here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to work. Yeah. We got some coffee cups, for the hardworking people, mothers, anybody in the offices that keep your drinks warm.
Anybody that wants to be part of the team.
Anybody wants to be part of the team, be a better person, and just be there for everybody else and break through everything. We'll have a lot of good stuff. Hopefully, sooner than later.
Clothing?
That's all you can say. Oh, yeah, we're going to have some T-shirts. Obviously, got to have the dark grays. Dark grays are going to be in there. Our big signature one, I would say, is going to be the original one, which is going to be the one I'm wearing now, which is the Be Better shirt. So I'm going to have my logo on there, Be Better, because that's my, not really a slogan, but that's what I want to go by. Yes. I want to be better than anybody that you've came across, be better than anybody that you could be, better than, and just honestly, just be a better person, period. Be a better person, goes to simple things, make better choices, help people out when you can, and then just break out of your circle, really, really let Toro Inclusive mean something and be something.
Hey, Rudy, where can people follow you at?
So I'm pretty active on my Instagram, at that Ochoa. That's my personal account. I have Toro Detail Wash for my detail business. I have Toro_Inclusive for the team that we'll be building. But follow me on my personal, and I'll be updating fights, schedules, whatever I could, whatever pops into my head, to give everybody that extra little edge. Everything will be on there. And but yeah, follow me on Instagram, at that Ochoa Kid. I'll be there. Everything will be there.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys giving me a good time.
Hopefully we get you back in here again.
Hopefully.
All right, man.
Once we're built the team, be good.
We're part of the team already.
You guys are part of the team. Your guys' attitude, the energy, giving me the opportunity to kind of like really put the positivity out there and breathe it a little bit more. I appreciate you guys giving me this stance. And also, like I said earlier, you guys just rubbed off on me. I'm glad I was attracted to you guys, and just be better. This is awesome. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Rudy, man. We'll see you guys.
See you guys.